Welcome to today's deep dive. When we think of the cloud or AI, we usually picture this weightless, invisible magic,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Like it just exists in the ether somewhere.
Exactly. But looking at the stack of articles and research you've brought us today, it becomes incredibly clear that the cloud is actually, well, it's heavy, incredibly hot metal servers.
Yeah, and right now in Japan, about 80% of those physical servers are just crammed into dense urban areas, which, I mean, is a huge problem.
Right, because of the earthquakes.
Exactly. Putting that much critical infrastructure in a few earthquake-prone cities, it creates a massive vulnerability. So the structural solution driving this whole new construction wave is relocating these facilities. They're moving them far away from the cities, specifically to the extreme northern and southern ends of the country.
So going to places where land and resources are just completely different. Let's start up north, in Tomakomai City in Hokkaido.
Right. Hokkaido is a huge focus right now.
Yeah, SoftBank is building a 65 billion yen data center there, backed by a 30 billion yen government subsidy. They're aiming for 2026, scaling all the way up to 300 megawatts, which sounds huge.
It is massive. To put that 300 megawatt figure into perspective, I mean, we're talking about enough electricity to power a couple of medium-sized cities.
Oh, wow, just for one facility.
Yeah, just the one. And generating and managing the immense heat from that much power is really the primary hurdle in AI infrastructure right now.
Because servers run ridiculously hot.
Right. And that is exactly why Hokkaido is so strategic. They plan to use the region's naturally freezing climate to just, water cool the servers.
It's essentially like opening a window in winter instead of blasting the air conditioning.
That's a great way to put it. It's a brilliant energy-saving move.
But, well, geographic diversity means they can't just build everything in the north, which actually links to the breaking news from today, July 18th, 2026.
Right, the Kagoshima announcement.
Yes, at the total opposite end of the country. A Japan-Taiwan joint venture just signed an agreement in Satsuma Sendai. They're aiming to hit 350 megawatts by 2032.
And the scale of that investment is just staggering.
It really is. They're promising 100 local jobs and nearly 3 trillion yen in related investments.
And the underlying logic behind that specific Kagoshima site is fascinating. So they are building on a former thermal power plant site.
Oh, so they're reusing the land.
Well, yes, but it isn't just about reusing empty land. Old power plants already have the heavy-duty electrical grid infrastructure fully wired in.
Oh, I see. They don't have to build the grid from scratch.
Right, which saves years of development time and billions of yen. Plus, they're starting with container-type units.
Like shipping containers.
Basically, yeah. They're essentially pre-built modular server rooms that can be dropped onto the site and plugged directly into that existing grid. It allows them to scale up incredibly fast.
So they just bypass the city bottlenecks, leverage pre-existing grids, and use natural cooling up north. I mean, it sounds foolproof.
On paper, it is. But pushing city-sized power draws into quiet rural towns creates a totally different kind of friction.
Right, because the locals might not be thrilled about it.
It actually goes way beyond local annoyance. It creates a huge target for geopolitical sabotage.
Wait, geopolitical? From who?
Security reports are highlighting a coordinated movement fueled by state-backed actors. We're specifically talking about reports pointing to Russia, China, and Iran.
Just to be clear for you listening, we're simply reporting what these security analyses are stating, not taking a political stance here. But what exactly are these actors doing?
They're spreading fabricated rumors online to stall AI development globally, and Japan is firmly in their crosshairs right now.
What kind of rumors?
Well, they spin up these fake tech websites claiming these new data centers will literally boil local rivers.
Boil rivers? That's wild.
Or even trigger an earthquake within 35 days.
Okay, so the fake news about boiling rivers and earthquakes is obviously absurd. But if I live in one of these Japanese towns, couldn't I have genuine homegrown concerns? I mean, we're talking about the constant hum of industrial cooling fans and astronomical local energy consumption. It reminds me a bit of how communities historically opposed nuclear power plants.
And those underlying concerns about noise and resources are entirely valid.
Right, no one wants a giant noisy factory next door.
Exactly. But the specific threat Japanese businesses and politicians are being warned about right now is how those legitimate anxieties get weaponized.
How do you mean weaponized?
Well, the expectation is that bad actors will manipulate these very real local fears. They might infiltrate community groups or even labor unions to orchestrate protests.
Oh, so they take a real concern and just pour gasoline on it?
Precisely. The goal isn't just to spread rumors online. The goal is to entirely paralyze Japan's AI infrastructure progress from the inside out, basically by turning the local population against it.
Wow. That puts Japan on a really delicate tightrope because on one hand, they are rushing to build this physical foundation for the AI era, right?
Yeah, spreading these sprawling facilities across the snowy north and the southern coasts.
But then on the other hand, the hardest engineering challenge might actually be protecting that local sentiment from targeted disinformation.
Because at the end of the day, the technology and the grid infrastructure can be absolutely flawless. But if a community is completely paralyzed by orchestrated fear,
The servers just never get turned on.
exactly, critical thinking and media literacy become just as vital to maintaining our infrastructure as the power grid itself.
That is really something for all of us to keep in mind. So the next time you casually type a prompt into an AI, maybe ask yourself whose quiet rural backyard is currently powering that digital thought and who might be secretly working to shut it down.